Hello everyone, I'm Siad Malim from SOMA Academy, and today I'm going to show you how to multiply matrices. In order to multiply matrices, just like we covered in addition and subtraction of matrices, you have to identify the size of the matrices. Okay, so let's start with matrices A. The size of matrices A. Size of matrices A is 3 rows by 2 columns. Okay, so the size of matrices B, size of matrix B is 2 rows and 3 columns. So the size of matrices B is 2 rows by 3 columns. So what you see here, the number of rows are not the same, the number of columns are not also the same. However, in multiplication of matrices, if I write the order of matrices A is 3 by 2, and that of order of B is 2 rows and 3 columns. So in multiplication, all you need to look for is to make sure that the column of the number of columns of the first matrices must be equal to the number of rows in the second column. Let me write that down. For multiplication, number of columns in matrices A, which is our first matrices, is equal to number of rows in the second matrix, which in this case is matrices B. Okay, as long as the number of columns in the first matrix is equal to the number of rows in the second matrix are the same, then you can proceed and multiply those two matrices together. Also, what you need to know is that the resulting matrices, your answer, the final matrix, when you multiply A times B, will have 3 rows and 3 columns. 3 by 3. It will be 3 rows and 3 columns. Okay, so always what you need to look for is that the number of columns in the first matrix should be equal to number of rows in the second column, and your resulting matrix will always be whatever you have here, the number of rows in the first matrix and the number of columns in the second matrix. Let us do an example. Okay, I'll come back for this example here that I have just demonstrated. It is size. I'll come back for this one, but let me start with a simpler example, one that is just 2 by 2. Say we have matrix A is 1 3 1 3 4 6, and then matrix B is 2 5 4 3. Okay, and we need to find the result of A times B. So because what is the size of this one? This is 2 by 2 and this is 2 by 2. The number of columns in the first matrix, this is always column, this is row, is equal to the number of rows in the second matrix. So we can proceed and multiply these two matrices. our resulting answer, the answer will have a 2 by 2 also. Number of rows in the first matrix and the number of columns in the second matrix. Okay, so how do we multiply? So what we do is we multiply the first row, the elements of the first row of matrix A, and then multiply with the first column. Okay, so what I mean by that is you multiply 1 times 2 plus 3 times 4. That is the first entry. Okay, so I multiply 1 with 2, then add 2, 3 times 4. Okay, so then I move to the next column. Okay, multiply the first row. First, finish off with the first row. First row times first column. First row times second column. First row times third column if there is another third column, and it continues like that. Okay, so now I move to first row. 1 times 5 plus 3 times 3. Okay, I am done with the first row and first column, first row and second column. So now I move to the second row. Second row multiplied with first column again. Okay, so that will be 4 times 2 plus 6 times 4. So 4 times 2, 4 times 2 plus 6 times 4. Okay, 6 here times 4. Next, I move to the second column now. Second row of matrix A multiplied by second column. So that will be 4 times 5 plus 6 times 3. Okay, so then next step is just cleaning up. Okay, 1 times, this will give me 1 times 2 is just 2. 2 plus 3 times 4, that's 12. 12 times 2, 12 plus 2 is 16. 1 times 5 is 5. 3 times 3, so let me just make this one clear. Okay, so 1 times 5 is 5 plus 9, so that is also 5 plus 9 is 14. Next, 4 times 2 is 8 plus 24, that is 32. And then 4 times 5 is 20 plus 18, so that is 38. So this will be your final answer. If you look at the size of this one, it's 2 by 2, because we said the resulting answer must be 2 by 2. Okay, I hope that's clear. Let us do one more example. So example 2. Say matrix A is 4, 2, 1, 2, 4, 3, 5, 6. That is matrix A. And matrix B is 1, 2, 4, 3, 5, 6. Okay, so first step, we have to identify the size of the two matrices. So this is how many rows? There are 3 rows. And how many columns? There are 2 columns. This is 3 by 2. What about B? There are 2 rows. And how many columns? There are 3 columns. So the number of columns in the first matrix is equal to the number of rows in the second matrix. So we can proceed and multiply. But our final matrix must have 3 by 3. So number of rows in the first matrix and number of columns in the second matrix. Okay, so let us multiply these. One, 2, 4, 3, 5, 6. That's A. B is 1, 2, 4, 3, 5, 6. So the order we say this is 3 by 2. This is 2 by 3. So they are the same. We can multiply. Okay. So A times B will be equal to, this will be a bit longer, so let me give myself enough space. So first row multiplied with first column. First row, first column. Okay, 1 times 1 plus 2 times 3. That's done. First row, second column. 1 times 2. Okay, 1 times 2 plus, okay, let me write this properly. 1 times 2 plus 2 times 5. First row, second column, done. First column, 1 times 4 plus 2 times 6. Okay. So the first row and all columns of B is done. So let's move to second one. 4 times 1 plus 3 times 3. 4 times 2 plus 3 times 5. Okay, the next last one, last column, 4 times 4 plus 3 times 6. Okay, second row, all the columns of B. Last one, 5 times 1 plus 6 times 3. Okay, third row of A, third row, first column done. Third row, second column. Okay, so that will be 5 times 2 plus 6 times 5. Okay, so last one, 5 times 4 plus 6 times 6. So from there on, it's just a matter of doing arithmetics. Okay, so this will give me 1 times 1 is 1 plus 2 times 3 is 6, so that is 7. 1 times 2 is 2 plus 10, that is 12. 1 times 4, that's 4 plus 2 times 6, 12 plus 4, that is 16. 1 times 4 is 4 plus 9, that's 13. Okay, so next, 4 times 2 is 8 plus 15, that is 23. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 plus 18, that is 16 plus 18, that is 34. Yeah, I think 34. 16, 18, 34. Yeah, last one, 5 plus 18, that is 23. Okay, 10 plus 30, this is 40. Okay, 20 plus 36, that is 56. And this will be your final answer. Okay, so just to recap, in multiplication of matrices, the number of columns in the first matrix must be equal to the number of rows in the second matrix. Okay, that will be a condition for you to multiply two matrices. I hope this was helpful. I will stop it there for today. Please do not forget to subscribe. Until then, happy learning.